Okay, if p is a root of the equation, okay, then the very first thing I know here is that x is equal to p. So a couple of you made this very difficult and said that you can say, right, x minus p divides in. Okay, which is true. And you can do an awkward division of 3x cubed plus p plus 3x squared and so on. Or you can simply look at this and say, well, x is equal to p. So 3p cubed plus p plus 3p squared plus 7 minus p minus 4p squared times p minus 4 equals 0. And now I have an equation in one variable. Okay, so I can simply sub in this case. Okay. In your subbing in, when you tidy this up, you should get 2p squared plus 7p minus 4 is equal to 0. So your cubes should cancel off. Okay. In solving that, okay, you should get 2p minus 1 and p plus 4, which means your values for p are p is equal to a half and p is equal to minus 4. Okay. It then asks you to solve the equation. Okay, now I've kind of started this one already, so I'm just going to change pen here. Okay, so it asks you to solve this equation, write any irrational solutions in this form. Okay, so first of all, when I sub in p is equal to minus 4 in this case, okay, I'm sorry, just to be clear, it says up here that we're looking for p to be an integer. Okay, so this is my integer answer. This is not an element of z. Okay, whereas this is an element of z. Okay, so the specific root or the specific value of p that I'm interested in is 4 or minus 4. Okay, so now because I know what that is, I'm going to sub in minus 4 for p, which means that I get a regular fx equation. Okay, and then I'm using the factor theorem to solve this. Okay, and if you don't know what the factor theorem is, I would suggest going back and having a look. Okay, so first of all, the factor theorem is I'm going to guess, or I'm estimating, or an educated guess, one of the roots or one of the factors. So if I go over here, okay, first thing I'm going to sub in is f0. Okay, and I get 4, so that's not one. f1 gets me minus 55, so that's not a factor, or not a root, sorry. F minus 1 gets me 45, minus 3. Eventually, you will get that f minus 4, so when you sub minus 4, sub in minus 4, okay, you will find that fx is equal to 0. So this equation, when you sub minus 4 in, so if I was to go that would be 3 minus 4 cubed minus 4 squared minus 53 times minus 4 minus 4. That will equal 0. Okay, so x is equal to minus 4, we know is a root. Okay, if x is equal to minus 4 is a root, then x plus 4 is a factor. Okay, and with a factor, we know that a factor always divides in evenly. Okay, and I'm not dividing it into the equation with p's, okay, because I know the value of p for now, so I don't need to use p in my equation. So I've got x plus 4, 3x cubed minus x squared minus 53x minus 4. Okay, when I divide this in, I'll have x into 3, I'll just change my pen again. Okay, x into 3, x cubed gets me 3x squared. 3x cubed minus 1x squared. Subtract that. So subtract, that'll be add. You've then, when you finish this division, okay, so you will get, I'm going to just rush through this end bit, I assume you can all, sorry. Just go back up here. Just go back to this. Sorry. Okay, you've got 3x cubed plus 4 times 3 is 12x squared. Sorry. They'll cancel. That'll cancel. That gives you minus 13x squared minus 53x minus 4. Bringing up, you'll get minus 13x squared. Minus 13x squared. Sorry, you'll get minus 13x. Apologies. Okay. Minus 52x. Subtract that. You'll be left with minus 1x minus 4. Okay. And you'll be left with minus 1x minus 4 again. Okay. Which leaves you with 3x squared minus 13x minus 1 is also a factor. Okay. Now, this splits up into two irrational factors. Okay, I have to use the minus b formula. So a is equal to 3, b is equal to minus 13, and c is equal to minus 1. So minus b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, and what we end up getting is that we've got x is equal to 13 plus or minus root 181 over 6. Okay, you can split them into two separate factors. We've got three factors, remembering that every cubic equation has three factors. You've got x is equal to minus 4, x is equal to 13 minus 181 over 6, and x is equal to 13 plus 181 over 6. Okay, right. Next question, the graph of the function ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. Okay, we have three roots here. We've got a root at x is equal to 3. Okay, we actually have a double root here because there's a turning point. So we've got x is equal to minus 2. Well, we actually have that twice, so we've got two of these. Okay, so x plus 2. We can actually just square it, okay? And this factor will be x minus 3, okay? So to find the fx, to find the function of this graph, okay? Most of you were perfectly correct. You multiplied, and bear in mind, you don't have to use the squared here. You can just say x plus 2, because you got two roots there, and x minus 3, okay? Now, really, really important. When I have roots, that only gets me the basic function. I need to now know that there is some number that multiplies it to get the amplitude. Okay, remember, this graph can be stretched up and down through. So remember, I could have a graph like this with the same roots. Okay, so this is where this number becomes really, really important. Okay, because it tells us the shape of the graph and the amplitude of the graph. Okay, so we've got fx is equal to k. Okay, when I multiply all these, and again, I'm going to skip on a little bit. When I multiply all these, I will get x cubed plus x squared minus 8x minus 12. So be careful with your multiplying. Okay, so just be careful. Okay, then I use a point on the graph or on the curve. Okay, so I can choose any point. Okay, I'm going to rub off this orange line. Okay, I could choose any point. The easiest one for me to choose is this one, okay, which is 0, 24. Okay, so when x is 0, fx or y is 24. So 24 is equal to k times 0 cubed plus 0 squared minus 8 times 0 minus 12. Okay, so I have 24 is equal to k times minus 12, which means that k is equal to minus 2. Okay, now if k is equal to minus 2, I've got to multiply this equation. Okay, which gives me fx is equal to minus 2x cubed minus 2x squared plus 16x plus 24. Okay, which is my equation of this line.